Hi, today is April 21st, 2025, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 615 for the year, Money for Rope. If I were to write a poem about rope, and it was an easy poem to write, and then if I got money for it, well then that would truly be money for rope. For example, if this poem were a poem about rope, rather than being a poem about writing a poem about rope, and then if I got money for it, that would be money for rope. I took a picture of some rope the other day. If I were to make prints of it, and if I were to sell them, that too would be money for rope. And if I owned a factory that made rope, and then I were to sell my product, well, there you go again. I suppose there are a lot of ways to get money for rope. Of course, some are more plausible or practical than others. Poem number 616, Senses. She was so captivating that trees threw themselves down at her feet. Her song was so engaging that the rocks and stones sang along. Her smell was so intoxicating that passers-by would fall down drunk. The most gentle touch of her hand could send shivers down the most resistant of spines. And one taste of her would sweeten your day and quench your thirst and satisfy you like you've never been satisfied. Poem number 617, Haiku Are Easy, Part 42. A nod and a wink, a pinky flick, a slinky, a sticky wicket. Poem number 618, 14 minutes. Yesterday at some point I had to wait 14 minutes for something to be over, and I felt like that was such a long time to wait. But eventually 14 minutes became 13 minutes, and that didn't seem nearly as bad. Then I blinked and there was only 7 minutes left, and this really lightened my load. But then the space between the 6th remaining minute and the 5th was almost unbearable, and I almost screamed for a full minute. Of course, if I had screamed, then there would have been just 5 minutes to go. But even without screaming, there was 5, then 4, then 3 minutes to go. Then I remembered that William Burroughs once wrote a book called Minutes to Go. And then I was trying to remember whether I had ever read it, and if I had read it, what it was about. And then there was only a minute and a half to go, and I thought about how far I had come, how after what seemed like centuries, almost all of the 14 minutes had passed, and I could see the finish line. And then the final minute passed, and the seemingly unbearable 14 minutes had passed, and the thing I was waiting to be over was over, and I kind of missed it. And the last poem of the day, poem number 619, Commercial Inquiries. Aren't you glad you used dial? Don't you wish everybody did? Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? Can you canoe? Got milk? Should a gentleman offer a tipperillo to a lady? Should a gentleman offer a tipperillo to a marine biologist? That's all I can think of. Are there any more? All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.